Welcome to task 2. In this task, we're going to make up our own scale and then use this scale to write a song. Traditionally, we know about the major scale and the minor scale, but there are theoretically about 4,000 different scales. Scales are just a selection of notes between the octave, and there needs to be at least 5 notes. So let's go through some common scales. To do that and to explain then, I'm going to use intervals. So here's a crash course in intervals. So an interval is the distance between 2 notes. We have a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and so on. To describe the scales, I'm only going to use the semitone, which is the smallest possible step between 2 notes. And I'm going to use the tone, which is 2 semitones. 1, 2, that's a tone, that's a tone, that's a tone, that's a tone, and so on. And then I'm going to use the minor third, which is 3 semitones. 1, 2, 3, or 3, or. So I'd like you to try these different scales and see what they sound like. For example, the normal major scale. This scale is brilliant if you want to create something that sounds a bit like a nursery rhyme, for example. Then we can use the major pentatonic scale, which uses the notes 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 in the scale you just played. Or tone, tone, minor third, tone, and a minor third. The pentatonic scale is excellent if you want to create something that sounds generally happy and used a lot in pop, rock, and Chinese music. Then we could use, for example, the minor blues scale. And you will notice by just playing these notes it's going to sound bluesy. Then we have, for example, the whole tone scale, which uses only tones. Tone, 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 like that. Or why not try one of the many Indian scales? This one is called Bhairava and sounds like this. So now to your actual task. What I'd like you to do is you make up your own scale, use the step-by-step approach that we did in task 1, pick notes that simply sit well with you. You write them down so that you don't forget them, and then you write a piece using those notes. Little tip is not to use all the notes straight away. In most melodies, even though you have a scale with 8 notes, maybe the melody will just start with 3 of them. And then start using some of the other material that we also have. Hope this makes sense. Please jot them down like we did in task 1, using note heads only, because rhythms we're going to deal with later.